So when the pandemic started and people were quarantined and locked down, the thought of staying with your family and your kids inside the whole day was sort of, scary. It made you realize what life's all about. In a certain sense, the pandemic rebalanced the focus and the purpose of life. I think families became stronger through the long run. You'll hear more about the day-to-day of what it takes to raise and maintain a Hasidic home and raise the next generation of Hasidic Jews. Welcome to my Hasidic home, and this is Yankel. You may remember Yankel from the last video. This is Pearlie, my niece. This is my daughter, Hannah. Thank God we have 8 kids. So people want to know, how do you do it? And my answer is the same. You got to talk to my wife. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Come, let's go inside. Hey, I like your Mickey Mouse sweatshirt.
Come on in, you're welcome.
Come on in.
I even have my little granddaughter saying her morning
she...
prayers from her prayer book.
Goodbye, before we start. Hi, Shmuley boy. The first time we met, within 5 minutes, I knew.
What was it?
It can't be explained. It's something internal. It's like, it's a recognition of like, we already belong together. We went on like 11 meetings, like we met 11 times, and like 2.5 weeks later we were engaged, literally. But this was after years of meeting other people, and no, and then when you meet the right one, you just know. And you know because you're not looking for just a loving, fun relationship, but you're looking literally for someone to share your life with. And so the bar was very high, and I wasn't going to settle. And we thank God every day.
What we do very often is we say one of the most famous verses, how the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, is an inheritance for every Jew. It's like part of us. So if he wants to, he'll be able to say the verse word by word, and the other kids will respond. 1, 2, 3, go.
Taira.
Taira.
Siva.
Siva.
Lanu.
Lanu.
Maisha.
Maisha.
Maywasha.
Mayrasha. David all the way from Surfside, Florida. Go for it. Shema. Yisrael. Hashem. Bechol. Dar. Vadar. Chayam. Adam. Pi. Karay. Elecha. Hadabar. Ba'ay. And this is our son Mendel. He just turned 3, and now till 3 years old we don't cut the hair. But we want to show that when a kid till they're 3 years old, let them be their natural selves, and that's when you have like the natural sort of fundamental understanding of life. Once they turn 3, you cut the hair and you leave the payas, the corners, and that represents that throughout life you can have all these big ideas and creative ideas, and you always have to make sure that it comes down into an action, the payas. So we don't cut this area. So he just had his upshurnish, that's what it's called, his first hair cutting. Mendel, is there anything you want to say to the camera? Okay.
So women are invited into all the prayer and but like over the holiday, I didn't go to synagogue 3 times a day like my husband did, because I'm busy with the children. And it's not like, well, it's, he's doing the holy work and I'm staying home busy with the baby. The holier work is taking care of the baby. We're partners with God. We help bring another soul into the world. And until my baby is capable of taking care of himself, I'm there for him. That doesn't feel like a burden. That's not like, oh, I wish I could be somewhere else. That's like the greatest honor in the world. I had everything. I was good before I got married. I was doing great. I had everything. I was, successful. And it wasn't enough. I wanted my husband. I want my children. I yearn for them. So to be with them, that's the holy work. And then if I also have time to pray, God is like, wow, you're taking care of my precious child and you have time to pray to me? Amazing. And who makes everybody necessary comes from the woman's yearning. So So we just had an incredible week, a whole week of Passover in my mother's home. And you can't imagine what was going on, the amount of people here, the amount of food, the amount of action, but what brought us all together here, what made it all possible, is my mother's yearning. She wanted us all here, you know? And we all felt that.
This is my dad. He is Rabbi Weberman, the chief rabbi of Miami Beach. Is Bibi Netanyahu, and this is my father, who is greeting him and welcoming him to the city of Miami Beach. So this guest book was a gift from my mother-in-law to my husband, her son. For your 50th birthday, here is my gift on an empty book with countless pages, but very soon they will start to fill up with thanks and appreciation. And her biggest wish is that this should be filled up very soon, and she'll give him another book for people to fill up.
And how full are we now?
Oh, very full, down to the bottom.
And so every home is built on a woman's yearning, and the man, the husband, responds to the woman's yearning and gives her a home and gives her himself and gives her children and provides anything she needs to satisfy her yearning.
Oh, you'll just come on.
Yeah.
Welcome into my most favorite room of the house, which is the Kosher Kitchen. Do you know anything about kosher? I'll give you a quick crash course on kosher. Come on in. Notice if there are any slight differences in a kosher kitchen than a regular kitchen. Tell me when you give up.
2 cookers.
Double ovens, double sinks, double dishwashers, and double microwaves. And it's not because it was buy one, get one free the day we bought them. In the Bible, there's a verse, Lo sevashel gedi b'chalev imo. The translation is, do not cook the kid goat in its mother's milk. So when I will cook my meat, I will only use my meat oven. When I'm cooking my dairy, I will only use my dairy side of the kitchen. Any animal that chew the cuds and has split hooves can be used for kosher consumption, such as cows and sheep and goats and lambs, but it has to go through a ritual slaughtering process in order for us to be able to use that kosher kind of an animal. Blood is not kosher. So therefore, all the blood from this kosher meat that was just slaughtered by a ritual slaughter needs to be drawn out. The only kosher poultry that we would use today is what we know traditionally our ancestors use, and that would be chickens, turkey, duck, geese. Every single egg that I will use, I first crack it open to a little glass dish and I inspect the yolk to see if there's any blood spots. Doesn't happen too often, but I do find. When you look for it, you find it. Now, let's say you're traveling somewheres and you may be in a place where they do have kosher or they don't have kosher food, so you'll do a little research in advance to find out if you can purchase your kosher food there. But if nothing is available, then you would bring your food along.
There's no difference between like who's going to be cooking, who's going to be cleaning, that's whatever works for each couple. The main thing is that the woman should be able to be her natural self. What's her natural self? In touch with her yearning. Big boy, what'd you get?
This.
Ooh. Amazing. Lucky you. Lucky you. The first man was Adam, and he was male and female in one body. But God said, it's not good for man to be alone. So he's a normal human being, he's male and female, but he's alone. So God separated the female from the male, and God said, but don't stay apart. You can't stay separate, that's not natural. Come back together. But this time, when you come back together, you're gonna choose the oneness. And so marriage is actually not a union, but a reunion. It's bringing back two parts that were one back together.
I got a coloring book.
You got another coloring book?
Yeah.
Okay, show me how you make the circles.
I want to do it.
You want to do it? Shayna, this is great.
My sister. This is Shayna, and in Yiddish, the name Shayna means beautiful. Shane.
do that another time. I'll tell you about that.
Shannon, what is that?
The children for cracking the best knuckles.
Is it?
They made this
They made this.
of their hands, right?
It's a trophy. Whoever could
Crack the knuckles the best and the longest. And Mike the one because she always cracks her knuckles.
Marriage means I want you. So we don't date until we're able to say that. I want you in my life. You're missing, not something you're gonna give me. You are missing in my life. Then we tell family, relatives, do you know somebody, I'm looking. And then there's matchmakers. In our community, there's many, many matchmakers. And then when we go out, we don't date for the sake of dating. And we don't have any dating relationships. We meet people. And it's, sometimes after the first date, you're like, nice guy, but not for me. You do a lot of research before you actually meet. You call his employer, you call his friends, you call anybody that knows his family, and you find out, is he the kind of person that I would want to marry? First, it has to make sense on paper. Then you actually go to meet and see if there's the attraction, if the chemistry is there. But we don't want to waste people's time. God told Eve, who was the first woman, you will yearn for your husband. Might make it seem like she's going to be the needy one, and her husband is going to be the one answering her call because she yearns. But what does it mean to yearn? To yearn for that oneness, to say female is not enough, I want my male part, is to be God-like.
Guys, come this way. Okay, do some tricks. I'm gonna try to steal the ball away from him, and I can't. Ready, Ankle? But the problem is, I taught him everything he knows. Watch this. Oh! I can't get it. But look, I'm still the father, and he can't get it from me. Oh! If he gets us in, he gets a free ice cream. Whoa! Yes! Touchdown!
Free ice cream.
Okay, Shannon, your turn. Come. Are you trying to score? Just try, Shannon. Come on. You can do it. Oh, go!
Okay.
But do you like playing soccer too, right? Or football?
No.
No? Mwah. Yeah, so thank you for visiting Hasidic Brooklyn. It's been an honor to welcome you into our house, into our family, and to meet Shmuley, the youngest of 8. And anytime, you're always invited. So if you have a talent, like you do, in creativity and photography and film, you should use it for the best purposes, the holiest purposes, and there's nothing holier than bringing people together and humans into the world. And whatever you're at the right time, at the right stage, we wish you all the success and blessings in the world. It's so nice to see you again. Subscribe, smash that like button.